Hey everybody, Nina Roberti, our Bach Flower Essences expert, is back with us again today to talk about this month's animals message for June, which is to be curious or curiosity. How your animal is helping you open up that channel, if you will, of being curious out there in the world and coming alongside you to help you. And so for additional support, we love asking Nina what we can do from a Bach Flower Essences for ourselves and for our animals. And she's got 3 new ones again today. So Nina, what do you have?
Thank you very much, Julie. Always good to see you again. So I've pulled 3 of them. 2 we have used in the past. But I wanted to let you know, like the way I pulled it was, of course, like curiosity. We're inquisitive. What does that mean? And then what is the negative side of that? Because a lot of times that's why we use the Bach flower essences
Mhm.
to bring us back into balance so that we are fully present in our body and that we're able to assist ourselves as well as the animals and how they can assist us as well.
Yeah.
So the first one I've got is Gorse. It's like horse, but Gorse. Gorse.
Okay. G-O-R. Wait, say that
Yes.
again.
Gorse.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
interesting.
Gorse.
Okay.
So this was like, I was picking this one because it's like someone who is curious. So they have lots of hope, right? So they know that things are always going to work out the way it's supposed to because and they're curious about life and curious about everything. So the negative trait for this is that basically someone that who is feeling hopeless. They don't have the hope, they're feeling hopeless. They may be depressed or they may feel discouraged. It may be a temporary setback of something, but they're just feeling like, what's the point? What's the use? And they're just feeling very hopeless. So taking this remedy will bring you back, your energies into balance to bring that hope back in so that you are curious about life or, inquisitive about everything that's going on and that you are able to see things that they're always going to work out or
Mhm.
it's going to work out in divine timing or how it's supposed to work out. So this just brings back, restores our vitality, our endurance, and perseverance of things in life. So that is Gorse.
Okay.
So it brings
Horse.
the curiosity back in life.
I love that. Okay. Cool.
So it's a different, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I did was Vervain, which we've done this one in the past. This
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like, for someone that is, so like it could be like a preacher, right? Someone that is very energetic, they're very passionate, they're very enthusiastic about their ideas,
Mm.
their principles as to, they want to like share all of their ideas and this is how it is. So they're interested in the matters of principle, like what that means. Like as a preacher could be, preaching what their thoughts are, a missionary or someone like that. So the negative of that is that someone like that is very overbearing. That's like
Mhm.
their way, it's their thoughts, it's their beliefs, and it's really they're not open to allow in any curious more of the mind as to what goes on. You need to be curious and inquisitive about everything, right?
Mhm.
Instead of, oh, this is how you need to be thinking, or these are
Yeah.
my beliefs, like this is what I'm preaching to you. So
Mm.
Vervain will bring you more into balance so that you are able to be open to the opinions of others and to be curious about what others are saying or to just be inspirational as to the ideas that you are sharing,
Mm-hmm.
so that you are kind of doing a wider context of what that entails.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. I would never think about yeah, then I would never think about something like that. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
if
it's
you're
a
trying to
different way to look at it.
yeah. So if you're going to go like on an adventure with I'm just going to say like if I went on an adventure with Lucas and I wanted to make sure it was like open to things, that might be a good Bach flower
Yes,
essence.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Well, that's
yeah,
cool. All
yeah.
right.
I mean, yeah. So I was just kind of being a little creative as to how to bring that in. I
Yeah.
mean, because like the Bach flower essences are really about, I know like my homeopathic's always like, how do you feel? Because it's about our emotions and
Right.
how do we feel? So it's bringing the negative into balance so that you do have the positive.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of times where I know for me, you know, a lot, it's like, what do I feel? Well, I know what I feel in my body, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
my heart is feeling constricted, or however that is. It's like, what's the emotion? Is it sadness? Is it grief? Is it anger? Is it, you know, joy? You know, what are the emotions? Because a lot of times we're not really connected to what the emotion is. So
Yeah.
it's just a different way to look at, or a creative way to look at how to become curious, you know,
Yeah.
to be inquisitive about life and things and how we learn more. We want to learn more about people or places, you know, healing modalities or however that looks.
Right. Oh, yeah. 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 Good point. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. And then the third one is chicory. So that's
CHI.
Chicory.
Yep.
If you can see that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so chicory is basically, this is someone that we all probably are familiar with. Maybe it's like an over possessive, smothering, needy mother, or maybe mother-in-law. You know, that they're interested in the affairs of others, right? So that's where the curiosity, the interest in is in the affairs of others. Yes, you know, they're very they want to know, they're very concerned and protective about their family, their friends, their loved ones, their children, but then they become too overprotective, right?
Yeah.
Or they
Yeah.
may be critical of, this is how this should be because it's their way of how things should be.
Yeah.
Whereas being, you know, so they're kind of more of that smothering
Mm.
mother as to, you know, their way should be this correct way, you know.
Yeah.
And
So it's like curiosity is on overdrive. Gotcha.
yes,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
And so the remedy, so this will actually put like kind of bring you into balance so that you're more caring, you know, so that you're more like the normal, I don't know, whatever normal is, right? But the more caring, like you're more like the universal mother, which is more nurturing. And
Yeah.
that's bringing in more of the divine feminine energy of like being kinder and more compassionate and respectful of others as to what they're doing, but
Mhm.
not so much of that overbearing protectiveness.
Yeah.
And so that just
Okay.
brings in a kinder, calmer, you know, warmer way of caring or being interested in others.
Got it. Okay. That's kind of cool. I like how you were curious about them and helped us with being curious and giving us some additional support. That's really, I love that. Thank
Right.
you.
Yes,
Oh,
good. Good.
all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then we'll see you next month when we figure
Yes,
out what the animal messages are and how more Bach Flower Essences can support us.
that sounds great. I look
Okay.
forward to it.
Cool. Thanks, Nina.
Okay. Thanks, Julie.